Yo, welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal,
I'm Andio.
and we are KAMMA about to talk about UFC Seattle. This is the final predictions, thoughts, and face-offs for the prelims here. Obviously, the main event is Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong, and we're going to start it off by talking about the first fight of the prelims here, Modestas Bukauskas against Rafael Cerqueira. I'm very hyped, man. After watching the face-offs, man, what do you have for the first fight here? Any changes? Everything the same, or
The same for this fight here. I'm sticking with Modestas Bukauskas to pull it out, to pull it off. You know, just his experience, his power. I think he's going to be able to keep Cerqueira away and either get a decision win or a knockout. What about you?
yeah, man? Watch the face-offs, man. I'm very hyped about this. Modestas Bukauskas looks really, really good, man. He's actually more ripped than Rafael Cerqueira. I was actually surprised at how much more ripped he was, man. He's got a nice six-pack there. Cerqueira is also in good shape as well. He's just not as ripped as Modestas, but he's also in good shape. He's a little bit, tiny bit thicker than Modestas, just a little bit thicker in body size, but Modestas is more ripped and he can hang, man. He's also muscular as well. I definitely thought that Cerqueira was going to be much more taller, and it's not the case. He's only slightly taller there, just by a little bit, not enough to make a significant difference there. And again, I don't like the fact that Cerqueira has been fraud checked, but he was fraud checked by Ibo Aslan. Looked very poor in that fight.
Yeah, and we have yet to know exactly how good Ibo Aslan is. We'll have more of an idea after this event though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we also don't really know what Rafael Sequeira is capable of. Like I said, he got finished so early in that first fight. He did look good in the regional scene, but I'm going to go with Modestas Bukauskas. You know, just the fact that he fought the better fighters in the UFC, man. He's been around the block, and he knows what he's doing out there. Looked good against Marcin Prachnio. Looked good against Zach Pauga, Tyson Pedro. You know, he's been looking good in the UFC. So I'm going to go with Modestas Bukauskas, sticking with that pick to win by knockout. I think he knocks him out. Maybe wins a decision. Knockout or decision, I'll go for. But I think he gets a knockout in this one, man. All right. In agreement with the first fight, let's move on up to this next fight. Nursultan Rizaboyev against Eric McConaughey. So yeah, gotta say Eric McConaughey, man, built like a tank, bro. Like this guy's definitely ripped and muscular and really built. Unfortunately, in this photo here, we can't really see like how big he is, but he is big, man. He's very ripped. He's very big. And Rizaboyev as well, pretty good shape, man. Pretty lean, nice muscular, ripped as well. But McConaughey is thicker and a bit more muscular than Rizaboyev. But of course, Rizaboyev is so much taller than McConaughey. You can see here in this picture there, he's towering over him. Very good height advantage there of 5 inches. And Rizaboyev was wearing, I believe, was wearing slippers, and McConaughey was wearing shoes, so he's actually taller.
It also took him a little while to get his flag on right there too.
Yeah. So. The pick is going to be the same. I think Nursultan Rizaboyev wins this one, man. I can't see McConaughey beating him, especially the fact that Rizaboyev, man, the guy's got that grappling background. The guy can submit you, and he's got power. Like he's just so well rounded. I just don't think McConaughey is ready to beat a guy like this in his UFC debut. So I'm sticking with Rizaboyev to win here, and I have Rizaboyev winning by knockout or submission. I think he finishes him.
Short notice also for McConaughey here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The pick is still Rizaboyev. This is a middleweight fight here, and after watching McConaughey and Rizaboyev, I can see how Rizaboyev could fit in at the lower weight class, but I just don't see McConaughey doing the same, so I can see why this is a middleweight fight. McConaughey is sure packing on that muscle here. But yeah, the pick is still Rizaboyev, just tons of experience and a finisher too. So I see a finish as well.
All right, in agreement with the second fight of the prelim still. Let's move on up. This is a newly added fight, folks. We got Austin Vanderford against Veretennikov, Nikolai Veretennikov.
Yeah, here I'm gonna have to go with Nikolai Veneterikov. I've never been the biggest fan of sorry, what is it, Vander?
Austin Vanderford.
Yeah, Vanderford. Never been the biggest fan. Of this guy in general. I don't think he really pushes on the gas too well when he otherwise should. He doesn't really have that killer instinct, in my opinion. But Varenikov, man, he looks better to me. He looks like he sets up his strikes more. He looks like he's a better striker, and he looks like a better athlete, I would say. So, despite Vander Ford being pretty ripped and all that, I don't think he's going to come in there and impose his will on Varenikov, and I expect those just the better striking to get more through more, and I expect a decision or a knockout for Varenikov.
All right, so this fight is at Pick'em odds. It's basically pick your poison. I watched the fights for both of these guys. There's some good points for Veretennikov. I mean, he is a very good striker. Yeah, a little bit better than Austin Vanderford. His striking is a little bit better. And I saw some of his fights, man. I memean, he's got some decent takedown defense. There was a guy though that he fought. It was DeMarcus Jackson, and he managed to take this guy down a few times. In the end, of course, Veretennikov ended up getting the submission, but I didn't like that he was able to take him down. The fight against Luis Iniguez, he's fought some really bums in the UFL.
Remember though,
So low level that only one punch from Veretennikov and it knocked these guys out. It was very low level guys who could barely take a punch. You know what I mean? Like
you got to remember, while that is true, in his last fight, he lost to Danny Barlow, man, by split decision.
yeah, Danny
I,
Barlow is
I,
a good boxer. The
I,
left hand to God. He's got a very strong knockout power and stuff like
I,
that. He did.
I think I think he may be the real deal also, besides you, of course. Uh, and Michael Morales too, man. He lost that. It went to decision also, but he's looked all right, even in those losses, I find. And I don't know. I think he could be a little chinny too, Vanderhoof.
Here's the problem I have with Veretennikov. Like I said, he's a very good striker and decent on the feet, decent takedown defense. But what I didn't like was lower level fighters were able to take him down. Austin Vanderford is a really, really good grappler and a very good. He's got very good ground game. I saw his fights too against Victor Romero. Looked really, really good in that fight. And his past fights, he's been able to take guys down with ease. He's got very good. He's very slick on the takedowns. He's very good at getting takedowns. He comes in there right away, gets you to the cage. He rushes in, gets you to the cage, double legs you, gets you, and takes you down. He's got power to pick you up, take you down. And I can see him doing this with ease against Veretennikov. It's a grappler versus striker type of matchup here. And I just think that Austin Vanderford will be able to get the takedowns and use his ground game. Once he gets on top on the ground, he's really good. He's got good submissions and some ground and pound. But I like the fact that he is better at takedowns and grappling than Veretennikov. So if Veretennikov, if he's able to fend off the takedowns and stop the takedowns, I think he can win this fight. But if he can't stop the takedowns and gets taken down, Vanderford will win this fight, I think. That's my feeling, and I think that Vanderford will get the takedowns. So I'm going to go with Austin Vanderford. Of course, low confidence in these two bums. I don't even like any of these guys, to be honest.
Definitely low confidence. I don't even think Vanderford is going to be able to take him down and keep it down, to be honest with you. But we'll see.
It's pick your poison here. Like I said, I don't have high confidence in either one of these guys. I'm going to go with Vanderford. I also like his wife, Paige Van Zandt. So I'm going to take a little lean towards Vanderford in this one here.
Oh boy.
All right, let's move on up. So we're in disagreement with this fight, but again, like I said, it could go either way. I'm picking grappler over the striker. Let's move on up. Next fight, we got Ricky Simone versus Javid Basharat. This fight's going to be a banger. Both of these guys are hyped up. Ricky Simone, as usual, looking in extreme, amazing shape. The guy is built like a tank, man. He's ripped, he's muscular, but he's so much shorter than Javid Basharat. So now I'm glad that we watched this face-offs because Sherdog had it at 1 inch difference, and Tapology had it at a 3 inch difference. So you can see it's a 3 inch difference, as obviously Tapology is right on this one. It's 5'9" to 5'6". So Basharat looking much taller. Also very ripped and in great shape. He's more ripped than Simone, but not as thick and not as muscular. I think Basharat's going to be quicker in there also. Simone is good, but let's see if he actually does anything. And my mistake, guys, the fight, I made a mistake. The fight where he fought against Vinicius Oliveira, he actually did get 2 takedowns, but he got 2 takedowns out of 11 attempts. 11 attempts. He only got 2 takedowns in that whole fight. And like I said, we were screaming.
Look, man, it was all around bad, even if he got those 2.
And the takedowns didn't last long. He got him down, and Vinicius got right back up. And so I was screaming at the screen for him to get more takedowns and to do better at getting the takedowns, and he did not do that. He looked very horrible against Vinicius, and I don't know if he's going to do that much better against Javid. And Javid is much more better at takedown defense as well. So I'm going to go with Javid Basharat in this one to win by KO or decision. I think that he's able to either knock out Ricky Simone or win a decision just by outpointing him on the feet. Ricky Simone needs to get takedowns in order to win this one. I don't think he does it.
Yeah, I think Javid's going to be able to stop those takedowns and move around a lot and be precise with his striking as usual. The thing I'm worried about is Ricky Simone takedown fest, and everything seems to be working with him and he gets things going. But just that previous fight, man, leaves a very bad taste. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Basharat here also by decision.
All right, we're in agreement with that one. All right, let's move on up to the next fight here. We got Mansour Abdul Malik against Nick Klein.
All right. Yeah, I got to stick with Mansour. Luckily, I got him when Klein was valued at around 5 times your money or something around those parts. But now the odds are just really unbettable as far as Mansour is concerned. But yeah, I predict it should be an early-ish finish for Mansour ground and pound.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Nick Klein has the same haircut as Austin Vanderford.
Right.
Really weird. This weird haircut, almost like there's like low hair in the front and then a ton in the back. The same haircut as Vanderford, except for Vanderford has a little bit more lower in the front, but it's such a weird haircut, man. Anyways, I just noticed that. But yeah, Mansour Abdul Malik, love this guy coming out here looking ripped and big and muscular and in great, phenomenal shape. Nick Klein looks okay, decent shape guy. And he looks kind of like blah out there, man, in this face-offs. I just saw him like coming out there,
Yes.
walking sluggish, no emotion on his face. Like doesn't look like he cares too much to be there. I don't know, but I just don't see. I think maybe he's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm here.
You know, I was going to mention that and I decided not to, but since you are going to mention it, I don't know all the time about this body language reading and all of that, but if I had to, yeah, the guy, what he looked like to me was a guy that was a massive underdog. And he just walked up there, you know, for the job kind of thing. That's the impression.
Like, seriously, like I don't think he's even confident that he's going to win. But anyways, I got to go with Mansour Abdul Malik to get a finish here, knockout or submission. I just think he's just going to bully this guy with the grappling and with his ground and pound when he takes people down. His ground and pound is absolutely insane, and he's got some power. So I think he could either knock him out on the feet or ground and pound and take him down. He's just got to be careful for Nick Klein's guillotine. Rear naked choke. He's got very good rear naked chokes. As a matter of fact, we mentioned that he won his last 3 fights by submission by rear naked choke. So it's very important that Mansour Abdul Malik does not let Nick Klein get his back.
Yeah, and he's kind of like a middleweight Clay Guida, so I think he's gonna have the gas tank.
All right, so we're in agreement with this one here. Let's move on up to the next fight. We got Andre Fili against Melquizael Costa.
Woo!
All right, so it's my turn. Yeah, for this one,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna stick with Andre Fili. Really weird face paint there that Ezekiel Costa came out with there with the cow face paint.
I loved it.
I guess it's because of his skin disease that he has there. Kind of going with the cow look there. But very weird face paint. But I'm going to go with Andre Fili, man. Both of these guys are in decent shape. Andre Fili, I think, is a little bit more muscular and a little bit more cut.
They're about the same.
Melchizel is almost the same. Yeah, I mean, he's just a little bit skinnier than Andre.
Wait, oh yeah. Also, we got to point out that Mizikil here, he couldn't stop jumping up and down. So here he is at pretty much the top of his jump.
Yeah, he looks pretty hype, and yeah, he was jumping up and down. He is taller than Andre Fili by a bit there, and
But not by that much.
but yeah, you caught him when I think he was jumping up there,
Yeah, he's at the top.
and yeah, so I like Andre Fili to get the win here. I think he pulls this one off and breaks this weird matrix type of. I don't know what you call it, man, but like whatever kind of like philosophy you've got here with this win loss, win loss, win loss. I think he puts an end to it here.
Okay, yeah, I am gonna continue to live in this wonderful matrix that I have going on with touchy-feely fights. And if you like to live in the matrix too in some things, man, like and subscribe. It's very important. And, to keep the channel alive. And yeah, so touchy-feely, bluntly, is coming off a win, his last fight. So when that happens, he loses his next fight. There's no chance he's winning this fight. I think it's still even odds, right? No, in fact, I think
Yeah, Fili is actually a dog now.
He's actually a dog right now. So I got Costa at even money, which is even better. And yeah, no, nothing more to it than that, man. Easy money. Next.
Yeah, well, we'll see if this theory still holds down to you, for you, Andy. Oh, man, if you're right about this, man, I'm going to say, what the fuck is going on? All right, let's move on up to the next fight here. We got the main event of the prelims here. It's Jan Kutelaba against Ibo Aslan.
Yeah.
Now, is it your turn?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so Jan Kutelaba came out here very hyped. He looks in great shape. Pretty muscular, pretty built and cut. Ibo Aslan, he looks like very gynoed up there. You can see that he's got the tits, but he's in great shape as well, and pretty ripped and pretty muscular as well. But you can see that he's on the juice. The gyno. You can see when you have those little flabby tits there, but everything else looks solid on you. It looks like he's probably on the juice. So Ibo Aslan is the pick. I think he knocks out Jan Kutelaba. The guy's got 14 wins, 14 knockouts. I think he's just too strong. You can see he's hyped as well. And he is coming in at a little bit taller than Jan Kutelaba, and also a little bit bigger than Jan Kutelaba. But Jan Kutelaba is a very good dog. And, anything can happen in this fight, but I think Ibo Aslan could get the knockout. Kutelaba has been rocked many times before. And I did not like the knockout when he got knocked out by Kennedy Nzechukwu, so I think that Ibo can do it. I think he gets the knockout.
I think Israel Adesanya called that what you were talking about a weed tit once when he had it. I don't know if, like
I
he was
don't know
smoking
what
weed.
it is, but it might be that or gyno. I don't.
Nah, he's on the juice of some kind. Yeah, you gotta love Jan Kutelaba for coming in there and providing some excitement in these face-offs here. I was expecting Aslan to be a little more taller than Jan Kutelaba than he actually was. So yeah, it's a no confidence play. I just like what I saw from Kutelaba the last time, and I think it's going to carry over into this fight. Plus, I'm not 100% sold on Ibo Aslan. I don't want to pick him as a favorite here like that. I have to see more from him. And if he can get the job done against Ian Kutelaba, props to him, but he's going to have to stop those takedowns, and let's see what's up with that energy. So I picked Kutelaba by, give me by sub or knockout.
All right, so we're in disagreement with this one, man. So we're in disagreement with a couple of fights here in the prelims. This is the final thoughts, face-offs for the prelims. Like and subscribe, folks, and stay tuned for our final thoughts and predictions and face-offs for the main card coming up next.